So friends, in the last period we discussed about the kingdom Manara, and after having studied the kingdom Manara, let us now discuss the another kingdom. This kingdom is kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista. As far as this kingdom Protista is concerned, this is the kingdom in which actually all the organisms with the true nuclei they are present, and they call it the eukaryotes. Eukaryotes mean that these are the organisms. No doubt these are the single-celled one again, and that's why they are also called the unicellular. Mean that these are the unicellular organisms having the single cell in them, and these are the eukaryotes. After this one, all organisms now further they are the eukaryotes one having the true nucleus. Means that the nuclear material or the what we call DNA and RNA surrounded by the nucleus membrane, they are called the eukaryotes, and they are the unicellular one, means that single celled one, and they have been divided into the different types by the that plant-like protists. The second one is animal-like protists. Animal-like protists mean that plant-like protists. The plant-like protists, they are also called the what do you call this? Chrysophytes. Chrysophytes. These are the plant-like protists, and normally they form the what called the phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons. Probably you might have come across with the word planktons. Plankton, these are the microorganisms or the smaller organisms which flow or which live on the surface of the water. They are called the planktons. The plankton, they may be the zooplanktons or phytoplanktons. So the plankton, these are the unicellular organisms, microorganisms which flow or which survive on the surface of the water, particularly in the sea water, which is covered by means of the plankton. They are called the planktons, and they are in the biological diversity, they play an important role from the ecological point of view. They form also the food of the many organisms in the sea. So planktons, if they are plant-like, then they are called the phytoplanktons. So what are the different types of the phytoplanktons? Normally they are called the diatoms. And these diatoms, they are, it is said that they are having the shells like that of the soap box, the diatoms. And after the death of these diatoms, that they get settled down at the bottom of the sea, and they form a diatomous rock. This diatomous rock, which is having its importance, particularly used for the polishing of the various that metallic substances, as well as the infiltration process. So these diatoms, they are diatomous rock, which is formed from the diatom, which is one of the kind of the what you call this protist, called the plant-like protists. So they form the diatomous rock. So these are about the plant-like protists. Now as far as these animal-like proteins are concerned, animal-like protists mean that single-celled animals. So animal-like, number of the animal-like protists are there. For example, amoeba, paramecium, trypanosoma, and likewise. All these are the organisms which are the similar to the animal. What is the difference between the plant and animal? That in plants, the plant cell wall is made up of the cellulose. In animal, plant cell wall, there is no cell wall at all, isn't it? Only a pellicle or membrane may be there surrounding the cell. Whereas in case of the plant cell wall is present, a rigid cell wall is present, which is made up of the cellulose. So this is difference between the plant and animal. So the animal-like protists, they show, they are means that they are without chlorophyll, isn't it? That's why they are called to be the animal-like proteins, the protists one. So animal-like protists, some of the example they are the, for example, amoeba, or also the entamoeba. So amoeba and entamoeba, of which again amoeba is not too much harmful to the human being, but entamoeba is harmful to the human being, and which causes the disease what is called the amoebic dysentery. This organism, that is Entamoeba histolytica, which is termed as Entamoeba histolytica. It is an organism which belongs to the kingdom what you call this protists, and it causes the disease to the human being, that is called the amoebic dysentery this is the amoebic dysentery caused by means of the Entamoeba histolytica. So paramecium is also the another organism which is present in this kingdom, but not the harmful one. So likewise, in addition to this, Plasmodium, they are also there. So Plasmodium, another important what you call this protist is Plasmodium. And remember, this Plasmodium is a very harmful one. Particularly 4 varieties of this Plasmodium are there, which causes in the human being malaria. Actually, in human being, malaria is caused by means of this microorganism or single-celled protist called the Plasmodium. There are 4 varieties are there of this Plasmodium: Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria, and likewise. So these 4 types are there, and this causes the human being. Actually, it is conducted by means of, or which is carried by means of the carrier, the mosquito, the female Anopheles mosquito, isn't it? And responsible for the carrying this Plasmodium to the human body. And so one of the headache problem all over the world of this malaria disease is caused by means of the protist called the Plasmodium. So these are about the protist kingdom, Protista. Thank you.